Good afternoon, everyone. You're welcome to Mental Health with Evelyn. So, my name is Evelyn, and I have here with me
Belema.
Okay, so today we are going to be talking about dealing with Lagos traffic. So, just so you know, the tips that we'll be giving, it's not only for Lagos traffic per se. So, anywhere you find yourself in traffic, you can also make use of these helpful tips. This will also help. So, this program is sponsored by Grace Hill Place Hospital and, of course, supported by Grace Hill Healthy Mind Initiative. So the Grace Hill Place, we're a mental health and drug rehab facility solely for psychiatric management and drug rehabilitation. So we'll be talking about the effects of traffic on your mental health. So
okay, so that's what we'll start off talking about, effects of traffic on your mental health. So one effects of traffic on your mental health is stress.
Okay.
So when you're in traffic, you find out that you're very stressed, psychologically, mentally, physically you're stressed. And this affects your whole day. For example, you leave work or you leave home at 5 a.m. and you have to resume work at 8 a.m. and you're in traffic for 3 whole hours and you get to work. You're so stressed, you don't even want to do anything. You're not really in the mood to work at that point, but then you still have to do all those things. So it affects your productivity throughout the whole day. It even limits the time that you can be productive, because as a matter of fact, when you come into work and you've been in traffic for like 3 hours or 2 hours, you want to first of all rest. Exactly. You want to first of all rest before you now begin to get into your work schedule for the day and all that. And also, before you close, I have a personal example actually. There was a time that I used to go from, like, let's say Ajah or so to Amodofi and back every day. When I come to work in the morning, I'm so stressed. I don't even want to do anything, but I can't do that, because once you come in, people are like, okay, Belema, you have to do this, you have to do this happened and all that. So it takes a toll on you. You're tired, you don't know what to do. So stress is actually a very big effect of traffic on your mental health. It also makes you ineffective at work.
Very ineffective.
Very ineffective and very unproductive. And that's not what you want to do. If you're a worker, you don't want to be unproductive, because you don't want to get sacked. So when you're in traffic
or get queried,
exactly. When you're in traffic all the time, it tends to stress you out very well.
Yes, so another effect of traffic on your mental health is anxiety. So studies have shown that the level of adrenaline in the blood actually increases in heavy traffic. So when you are in heavy traffic, you get to have this feeling of anxiety, especially when you are going for a job interview or you are having a very important meeting to attend to. So you tend to be very anxious. You want to get there on time. You want to meet up with whatever it is that you are doing or whatever meeting it is. So you just end up being anxious at the end of the day, and it increases your level of anxiety. Yes. So and once you start having this anxiety thing, it's, of course, when it's now over a period of time, you may actually need to seek professional help.
Sure.
Yeah. So also, traffic can actually cause poor relationship communication. So imagine, as a parent, you're coming back from work. So after spending about 4 hours in traffic for a journey that is supposed to be for 30 minutes, come on. And when you get to meet your children at home, they want to welcome you and all that. You will be so aggressive, and you may not even want to listen to anybody. So even as our workplace, so when you come after spending so much time in traffic, then you get to work. Someone is actually trying to communicate something with you, or your boss left a message for you, or something you're supposed to do, part of your list of what you will do, and someone is trying to remind you, oh, Belema, have you done this? I remember there was a particular time, when you are still battling with this traffic issue. So there was a particular day I actually wanted to get some information from her, and because she's just coming from a very heavy traffic, and me wanting to get some information, approached, and she just gave me some kind of poor attitude, right? So I really understand because
Okay.
coming from, especially in Lagos, the traffic in Lagos is really it can actually make you envy someone that you are in a very expensive car, and you are having someone that is trekking or even on
Very
bike.
true.
That's what Lagos traffic can do to the extent. So it brings about poor relationship communication, even between a boss and an employee, or a family within a family. And of course, it makes you aggressive. So Belema will talk on the aggressiveness part.
Okay, before I go into the aggressiveness, I'm going to talk about relationship aspect.
Yeah.
So, for example, then I used to get home very late. When I get home, I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want anybody to talk to me. Even when I come to work in the morning, I feel like, please, nobody should stress me. So when my colleague, for example, Evelyn, comes to tell me, oh, Belema, this is it, I'm like, can we talk about this later? Can we just do this tomorrow? And it causes a strain, or it puts a strain on the relationship that you have with people, both your colleagues, both your family members, because you're stressed. To be honest, it's not your fault. You're stressed. You're just living traffic, and you're not in the mood to be nice or friendly and all that. So it puts a strain on your relationship. It also makes you really aggressive. Same thing. So you're coming to me to tell me something that I find probably unnecessary. And I'm like, can you just not talk to me right now? Can you just say this tomorrow? Or can you tell me this next week? Or can you just handle it yourself? Why are you bringing this to me? Even when you're in traffic, that's why you see there is road rage. People are always screaming and jumping and shouting and screaming at people. It's just the whole stress that it puts on you that makes you aggressive. So the effect of traffic on your mental health it's quite a lot.
Yeah, it's something we should really look out for. So how do we cope with the stress that comes with traffic? How do we really cope? So how do you cope with it sometimes? Because I noticed that over time you've been able to manage it, and it just keeps me wondering that you are a lot better. So how did you cope with it?
Well, in my own case, I coped with it by getting an accommodation close to my workplace.
Okay.
Because it was very difficult for me to handle the whole pressure and the whole stress from the traffic and from my commute, long commute to and fro work. So I just had to get a place close to my workplace. So that's something that you can try out if you have this issue. And not everybody can actually do that. So well, if you can do that, it's best for you. It's best for your mental health in the long run to get an accommodation close to your workplace. Also, you have to be prepared. Wake up early. In Lagos, everybody's waking up early to beat traffic. So when you're waking up by 5 o'clock, people are also waking up by 5 o'clock to also beat traffic, and then you now meet yourself on the road. But at the same time, it's still best for you to wake up early, because the traffic you face during those early hours wouldn't be as much as you would face if you had stayed home and then just come out whenever you feel like. So you be prepared, wake up early, just know that, okay, I may face traffic, but at least let me try to get ahead of it. And then something else you can do is, if you have to leave work, and let's say rush hour, you close from work by 5 o'clock, and you know that you're going to be in traffic for like 3 hours, and then get home by 9, for instance. And then you notice that, if I even leave work by 8 p.m., I still get home by 9. To be honest, it's better for you to leave work by 8 p.m.
So just wait till 8 p.m. So even if you close by 5, you can actually wait till 8 p.m. when the traffic will be less.
Exactly, and then you go home, because you're still going to get home at the same time, and then you get home in a better mood. You get home more refreshed than if you had spent the whole time in traffic. So that's something that you can do to cope with traffic.
So another one for me is to maintain a little perspective. So just know that, have it in mind that traffic happens to everybody. So it's not your fault that there is traffic. Like, some people actually get angry, especially when they take the wrong roads. So they get angry that there's traffic here, there's traffic there. It's actually not your fault. So that is how Lagos is actually. So like 80% of if you are on the road, 80% of the time you are on the road, you must experience traffic. That is how Lagos is. So it's not only peculiar to Lagos. So there are other places too that you can be experiencing traffic. So have it in mind that it is not your fault. So it is not your fault that the traffic is happening. It is not your fault that there is traffic somewhere. So don't take it upon yourself and you be like, oh, it is me. No, really. that's one way I really, you know, I know that I'll be able to cope when I'm actually in any situation as such.
But not when you're a habitual late comer, not when you're supposed to be somewhere by 9 and then you now wait till 8:30 and you're not like,
I can relate.
You're supposed to get to work at 8 a.m. and
Yes.
you're like, you leave home by 7:30 and you're
Yes.
like, you know what, it's not my fault that I'm in traffic. No, that's not.
But that one is your fault because you are supposed to be somewhere by 9 o'clock and you are leaving home by 8 o'clock. I think it's, of course, you can't predict Lagos traffic. You can't predict traffic anywhere, not just in Lagos, anywhere. So if you have to leave early, like maybe an hour, 30 minutes, or even 2 hours to the actual time you're supposed to be in that place. So for instance, you have a meeting by 9 o'clock, you can leave as early as 7 or even 8, 6 for those in Lagos, 6, right? So you can leave as early as 6. So even if you get there on time, you can, you know, do other things, you can relax, you can just, sometimes you can even sleep. Yes, you can sleep just to refresh yourself.
Yeah, so another way that you can cope with stress, with the stress that comes with traffic. So you're in traffic and you're like, oh God, I'm in traffic, I have somewhere to be. Yeah. Just try to focus on the things that you can change or the things that you can control. Really, you don't need to focus on things that you're going to miss. You don't need to focus on what you cannot do. You really cannot fly there. So you cannot be feeling like, oh, you can't fly there. So you can't be feeling like, oh, I need to get to this place, I need to get to this place. No. There are some things that you cannot control. Yes. So you just forget about the things that you can't control, the things that you can't, control basically. Focus on what you can do. And what can you do? You can try listening to music. Yeah. You can try listening to audiobooks, etc., etc. Just something to talk about that. Something to take your mind off what is happening in that moment, off the things that are stressing you. Yeah. And also, you should be very self-aware. You should try to be self-aware because sometimes if you're self-aware, you realize when you're getting stressed. You know the things that stress you. So you're in traffic and, oh, I'm getting a little bit anxious. I'm getting a little bit stressed. Yeah. You should be able to take a step back, pause and like...
and practice mindfulness.
Yes, practice mindfulness. So take a step back like this and be like, you know what, I'm getting stressed. I don't need to be stressed. No matter how stressed I am, I'm not going to get to my destination in 5 minutes. You get, so you just...
So it is what it is.
It is what it is. Just try to do some breathing exercises. You can do breathing exercises, take a deep breath, just to calm yourself down. Because the thing is, for example, this traffic situation is happening in the morning and you have to go to work or you have to go to a meeting or an interview, and you stress yourself up so much, you get yourself worked up so much, it can last the whole day. And then you can end up having a very unproductive day. And you really don't want that. You really don't want that. So you have to focus on the things that you can control. And forget about the things that you really can't do anything about. Yes.
So lastly, you need to, if it's something very serious, I think you might get professional help. So what I mean by professional help is, okay, so when you are becoming anxious, when you are having too many anxiety, especially when it comes to do with Lagos traffic, so if you have to go anywhere, you begin to get anxious, that you begin to, have this anxiety that you are going to mix traffic. And if it's happening over a period of time, for a very long period of time, you might need to get professional help. So the professional might help you, draft out your day, help you plan better. I think that way you'll be very, very effective.
Also, if you notice that you're always getting anxious, a lot, you're getting stressed, and it's affecting your life, it's affecting your productivity, and you can link it to probably your commute and your the traffic you face and all that. Yeah. You seek professional help that can help you with your anxiety and stress levels and all that. That's if it has gotten to that extent. Yeah.
So what are the things that you can do? So some of the things you can do while in Lagos traffic. So I keep mentioning Lagos traffic, but you can. I'm actually in Lagos, but this tip you can make use of it anywhere. So even if you are in Abuja, you are in Port Harcourt, anywhere you are. Okay, so we are having some comments. We are going to read that later. So let's just quickly finish what we're saying. So anywhere you are, you can actually make use of this tip, and it will be very, very helpful to you. You will just discover that you begin to find yourself that you are even productive even in the traffic. So there are some jobs you can even do. There are some simple jobs you can do even while you are in traffic. So
are you talking about jobs?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you can finish some tasks and traffic.
Yeah, some tasks.
If you're not the one driving,
Yes.
and
You're
most
not
likely if you're not using public transport, because really it could be quite difficult to concentrate
focus,
when you're
yes.
using public transport. But some other things that you can do is listen to cool music, inspirational music, any music that calms you down, basically. Some people R&B calms them down. Some people rock calms them down. Anything that calms you down, just try listening to it. You can listen to audiobooks for people that are into audiobooks and podcasts. And
Somebody say, what if they bash my car? Oh my God, that's one of the you can't predict Lagos traffic. In traffic you get to see many things, so many people and all that. So we'll come to that anyway.
Okay.
So continue, please.
So yes, you can listen to messages, Christian messages if you're a Christian.
Yeah.
Just listen to something that can help you relax, that can calm your mind down.
Yes. So you can also make use of Google Map. So if you cannot locate the exact address, you can use the nearest landmark. So when you use Google Map, it will actually help you navigate properly. So you will actually know the right routes to take and when there is traffic. So there's a way that they do it. So Google Map will just tell you there's traffic in this place,
yes.
there's traffic in this place. So even though we cannot predict, but at least it will help.
Yeah, it
Definitely.
It will make sure, or it will help you to an extent to not encounter unexpected traffic jam, because there are some places that every single time there's traffic. But
but the thing is, when you get there and you actually cannot see anything that is causing the traffic. I don't know if it happens to me or everybody.
Usually.
So you see that there is traffic. You spent almost 1 hour on that particular route. But when you get to the spot that you think something is happening, you get there and you see nothing.
Usually that's what happens. So you sit in traffic for 1 hour, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and then you get to the starting point of the traffic, and you're like, what is happening? What caused this traffic? And lots of times it's just impatience.
Yes.
It's just impatience that causes traffic. But
we move.
Yeah. So another thing that you can do is drive with people. You can have people in your car. I'm not saying you should pick up random people, security wise.
Yes.
But what I mean is that
your colleague.
You can pick up your colleagues. If you're closing from work, you can, and your colleagues are going same route with you, you can just pick them up. So this could make it more
fun.
More
so you
fun.
have gists, you have conversations,
you have people to
so
talk
many
with.
things to talk
and
about.
to help relieve the stress and the tension compared to if you're alone and you're just there stewing.
Yes.
Yeah, oh God, I'm so angry, I'm in traffic and all that. But if there are people around you, you can feel, it can relieve a little pressure or tension from you. Yeah, and then you can also hire a driver.
Very important.
If you feel like this is getting too much for me, I can't keep driving in traffic. Oh, I'm so angry, I'm so anxious, I'm so stressed. I'm so grumpy. So my God, I used to be very grumpy.
Yeah, I know.
I used to be very grumpy.
I remember actually. So she used to be very, very
I used to be very grumpy. Really. So if this is really affecting the relationship you're having with people around you, affecting your job, affecting your productivity, affecting your life, affecting your well-being, you could hire a driver to take the stress off you. Because if you hire a driver, it's the person's job to drive the car. You can be in the car and you can just sleep.
You can just relax.
Yeah. So that could help. That could help you too.
So lastly, one thing that can actually help you, what you can do is to get things you can actually munch on. Okay, something as simple as, snacks, popcorn, drinks, what again?
That's all now.
Yeah, there are other things you can get in traffic. She said Coke. Okay, so you can get
my stress reliever.
Oh, really? Okay, so you can get something like Pepsi, just to chill and, make sure that you are eating something. Because the truth is, when you are in traffic, you get hungry. So you feel hungry, you may want to choose something, but there is actually no real food. But you can get something, to eat. Just to while away time. So we hope we've been helpful. Okay, so if you have any questions, so we are seeing some comments. This one said, Google Map Google Map carry me enter one way. Okay, so so what this person was is trying to say is that he used Google Map and Google Map took him into
Well, it made him
enter one way,
and they charge him 15K.
15K. So, but the truth is, if you are very, very good at using Google Map, you should be able to navigate properly, and especially when you know where you are going to. So if you put in your address on Google Map, you are not able to get the exact address. You can get the nearest landmark, just like I said. Then okay, so someone said
what of
oh, okay, so Lagos traffic doesn't just affect your mental health, it is it transforms your mental health. Yes, actually. So you see someone when you are in traffic and someone just someone is coming to harass you in one way or the other, you'll be like, what is wrong with you, Oga? You start displaying and you start acting funny, you start being aggressive. That's what Lagos traffic can do. That's the extent to what Lagos traffic can do.
It takes a lot to remain calm.
Yeah, it actually takes a lot. Especially when you are driving. Yeah. When you are driving, when you are the one driving, it takes a lot to be calm. It takes a lot. Yeah. So
you have to be intentional about being calm.
Yes, please really. Be intentional.
Because it's easy for you to just flare up and then be negative and then just be. It's not going to help you. It's really not going to help, man. It's not going to help. Just so just be self-aware. Just take a step back and be like, you know what? I'm not going to let this ruin my day.
Yeah. Okay. So if you have any question, you can. Okay, so someone said leaving early is not easy. Yeah, I understand. So especially when you have to wake up as early as 4 a.m. and you have to be somewhere as early as 7 a.m. But you just have to leave early, just to achieve what you want to achieve for that day. So almost everyone in Lagos, except your work is just like 5 minutes from your house. So if where you are working is like 5 minutes from your house, you may not bother too much about leaving early. You may not bother too much about leaving early, but if you know where you are going to is like 1 hour away from where you stay, please leave early for sanity's sake.
The thing is that in this Lagos,
the
difference between, in fact, when I'm coming to Amuodofin, so most times I leave home by, let's say I leave home at around 6 or before 6. And then of recent, I was doing the same journey and I left home at 6:34. Usually when I leave at 6, I may get to work at 8 or 8:30 or even before 8, really. But I left by 6:34. That's just like 34 minutes after, or about 20 minutes later than I usually leave. And I got to work at 9:20. It was so terrible. So sometimes you may just feel like it's just 30 minutes. 30 minutes is a lot. Even 15 minutes is a lot. 15 minutes is a lot. 15 minutes can take 2 hours away from your time.
Yeah.
So there's nothing we can do about the traffic really, but the only thing you can do is how you react to it, how you're prepared for it, and how you cope with it.
Okay, so I'm reading here. Someone said take defense classes so you can. Please don't fight in traffic. If you fight or if you do any form of aggression, you are going to be arrested.
Yes.
So please don't. It's not about you taking defense classes or wanting to fight or ready to punch anyone that comes your way. I know it can. Sometimes it can get to that extent.
Yeah, but when you get to that extent,
but
maybe you need professional help.
You need professional
to help
help
you with your anger and your stress management and all that. So if you get to that point, you can be like, you know what? I think I need help. I think I need professional help now.
Especially when you always do it. So when it's a repeated behavior, you might need professional help. So I think that will be all for now. So thank you so much for watching. Okay. So okay, Lagos traffic is something else. Okay, so thank you so much for joining in today. So Belema, thank you for coming for joining me on this session today. Yeah. I really appreciate it. So I hope to have you next time. Sure. Join me on this platform. So this program is Mental Health with Evelyn. So every Wednesday by 3 p.m. we talk on trending issues and of course issues that concerns your mental health and generally mental health education. So if you want to know more about mental health, how you can get help if you are having one form of mental challenge or the other, this is a program for you. So join us next time, Wednesday, every Wednesday by 3 p.m. on this same platform. So you can also follow us on YouTube to watch our previous videos at Grace Hill Behavioral Health Services. So we are on YouTube. You can watch our previous videos, and of course make sure you like, comment and subscribe. Then you can also follow us on Instagram. So on Instagram we are at Grace Hill Place. So you can follow us on Instagram. We have a lot of educating posts here that will be very beneficial to you. So when you go through the page, you see some, mental health quotes and some posts that will be very, very beneficial to your mental health. So thank you so much for joining in. I'm seeing some familiar names. Thank you. Till we come your way next time, it's bye-bye.